Welcome back to Lemon Lounge. We're here at the podcast crew. Ethan here. This is Spencer and Dylan. Spencer's got some stuff he's ready to go off on.
Oh, I'm just bursting with content.
Spencer, what you got for us today?
I just wanted to talk about the James Webb Telescope, the James Webb Space Telescope for a
Heck
little
is
bit.
that?
All right, so you know how the Hubble telescope is in space right now?
Yeah.
And how it took pictures of like mostly everything that we know about
Yes.
right now. So the James Webb Space Telescope has been in development since like 1996. Sorry, wait. All right, well, I'm obviously not an expert. But it's since the 90s. It's been in development, like planning it, designing it, and it's been built, and it's completely ready to launch. But they've just been doing so much testing on it the past few years because how insanely important it will be. Once it gets into space, it'll be able to take pictures of like literally like the first galaxies that we know of to have been
So
created.
it's not doing anything right now.
No, it's just getting under major testing.
I didn't know if this was the one that took that picture of the black hole.
Dude, like we're gonna be able to see
Is
the
that
black
just the
hole in
Hubble?
like I actually don't know. But the James Webb Space Telescope will be able to take like we'll be able to tell if planets have have the ability to sustain life on them
Yeah.
from like so far away.
How did you come across this?
Reddit?
Just scrolling through Reddit and you found
You get everything from Reddit.
I guess so.
Floor man, science.
Because there was an article on Reddit
Science
that
man.
announced like that it was going to be ready to launch in 2021, which
Okay.
is like huge
Pretty
because
soon.
it keeps getting delayed because like it was going to be launched in like 2018, I think, like June 2018, but they just keep delaying it because like the thing with it is like they had to design so much technology to go on this thing that if we fuck it up and like the technology is uber expensive, it's been in development for like 30 years,
Yeah.
uber expensive, and they gotten funding all over the world. If they can't get it up there and get it to work, it'll take another like 30 to 40 years before we make another one. So like they're just testing it so that there are no chances that this thing is gonna fuck up.
It's gonna be such a sad meme if it doesn't launch correctly.
I don't even know if we can turn it into a meme if it doesn't
It
launch
will.
correctly.
No, like that's the thing. Like they had a video, like a hype up trailer for it, and like the scientists were like, "Yo, we like cannot mess this thing up. Like we've been working on this our whole lives, and if it goes in there and just one piece of it doesn't work, like we're not going to be able to. If it doesn't work properly, we're never going to be able to do this again. We're never like
that's their one shot.
it's straight up going to yeah, it's their one shot. It's straight up going to change humanity.
Yeah.
Like is basically what they're
Spencer, did you want to be an astronaut when you were younger?
No.
Are you like that kid that everyone's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you're like, I want to go to space.
No, I wanted to be a comedian, then a veterinarian, then a music teacher.
And then a music teacher who
none
plays
of that.
something else.
No, I'm just kidding.
I was the kid who wanted to be the astronaut for like 2 years, and then I was like, wait, there's no oxygen in space. And they're like, yep, you'll die. I was like, I can't take that chance. I'm too important to be down here.
They don't have Crash up in space.
They don't have Crash Team Racing, which comes out
I think
real soon.
sorry.
Now
That's
you've
okay.
dated the episode.
No, I haven't said when it comes out. It's fine.
30
It's
minutes.
all right. Okay, it comes out in
I've
30
dated
minutes
it.
now that he's
Oh
dated.
no. Oh no.
No Crash in space, and Ethan was just not going.
Also, space is just unbelievably terrifying.
It is.
Just like the thought of like being up there. I'm already claustrophobic. Like sitting in a room like this right
Yeah.
now. I'm just like, I love it.
This
I
is
love
a big
being-
room. What are you
I know,
talking
right?
about?
No, like I'm sitting at a table. You think I want to be at a table? No, I want to be laying in a pile of
But space
dandelions.
is. There's a lot of space in space.
Yeah, it's a lot of
It should be your dream.
angry
This is
no
some
airspace.
intricate, intelligent talk that we got going on right now.
All right, back to the telescope. Back to
Okay,
the telescope.
sorry.
I got some notes that I made that I want to talk about.
Okay.
That I definitely may have copied from a website.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I actually, now that I'm looking at it. All right, so basically, it's gonna act. I'm not gonna read it.
It's
verbatim.
fine. I'm good.
Just as a reference for my own brainy thoughts. Okay, I'm a scientist
No.
of a sort. You know.
But
All
you
right.
could be.
But yeah, this thing is just so insanely beautiful, and it's just so incredible that we're alive during this. But it's also just fucking
Unless
frightening.
we're not, because they mess it up.
Yeah, no, like is just very frightening.
Well, let's
It's one
roll
of the
with it. Let's roll with it as if they don't mess it up.
right. It's just one of the most advanced pieces of equipment that humans have created. Like the weight of that is already just like holy shit. This is the peak of humanity so far. And we're about to just launch it into space.
This is the part that hurts me, and I'm sorry, I'm going to cut in on you. The part that hurts me when we talk about space is like, it's fantastic that we keep branching out and trying to go further, and find everything that we can. We want to know as much as we can. I get that. But like, isn't there a part of you that is like terrified that you will find life, And I'm not talking some like science fiction, like, oh, everyone's going to come and be like, well, now that Earth knows, we got to take it over. Like, nothing like that. But like, if it's intelligent life and they found a way to get into space the way that we have, they could very easily visit. And maybe they would want to be like,
Men in Black all of a sudden's real.
we have countries that for years have tried to take over the other, Like, if they can do that, of course a species would come here. Even if they were like us, and they came here, they would want to take over what's here, right? Or do you think they just leave it alone?
If there is other intelligent life, they're probably doing the same thing. Just kind of like find them first.
Like we haven't got yet, so I think we're good. But like my biggest
Theoretically, we haven't been got yet.
The scientific term we haven't got.
my biggest fear is just how humans would react to even finding like bacteria on another planet.
Yeah, because
Like
it's a
of
form
any
of
kind.
life.
That'd be like the ease into it is they find bacteria.
Yeah, no, I'm
and
just
then they
saying-
find a space chicken. We gotta ramp it up slowly.
No, I mean, it is concerning. I mean, especially to people who religion is a high
Right.
belief, where like you are the center of. Oh, sorry to punch my mic. You are the center of the universe, and like God put you here. Like that's some religions. Obviously, there's tons of different ones, but like a lot of people believe that God put us here, and we are the species that He made with the rest of the animals and everything. And if you tell, if it comes out for real that there is any form of life out there that I don't even know how to word it. It's a really big
that is
idea.
not got like it. That did not go with
Yeah,
the concepts that move religion.
right. Because then you either have to go on one side of the spectrum and be like, well, does this mean that God doesn't exist? Which is a huge thing that we don't need to get into.
I think people just wouldn't believe
You would
it.
jump on the other side that would say, well, let's say that like they had proof, and they had to believe
Well,
it.
we have proof for like
They would say-
a lot of science right now.
They would look through everything that's written and be like, these are the signs that God already did put this there,
Is
And
it-
like,
God is less real, or is it Scientology is a little more believable than
yeah, it just seems like no, we would take it like the Earth is flat. Like we would take that argument to another stupid step,
What? All right, so I'm just curious, like, what people who are skeptical of climate science and of like vaccinations are gonna like
no.
believe this?
Yeah.
You know?
It probably wouldn't be that bad because they'd just say no, realistically.
I literally read a post from an anti-vaxxer that was like, I like, and it was not satire. That was like, I believe in science until it becomes inconvenient for me.
Yeah.
Like they're just like, I will like, if I throw some plastic in the river, that is no longer my problem.
We're
Like, I'm
jumping
just like,
onto some scary topics now.
it's just like, bro.
Stupidity is out there.
But I feel like if we found something as simple as bacteria, it wouldn't be that bad for them because they'd just say no.
Yeah, no, like,
And we'd move on and we'd study it.
yeah, it's just so incredibly, like, weird to think about how, like, it won't even be the biggest. Like, if we make that discovery, that is like the biggest discovery humanity has ever made.
Yeah.
And people just won't even believe it.
Yep.
Because,
I just want to, like, with this telescope, if it could see, like, that far out, could we get nice detailed views of planets closer up?
yeah, no, there's that too. Like,
do you
so the big thing about this planet is it's developed with a completely different way of taking pictures than the
Oh, you
Hubble
mean a
telescope.
telescope? Sorry,
what
you
did I
said
say?
planet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
The
Just
thing
clearing it
about this telescope is that it takes pictures completely differently than the Hubble.
Yeah.
In that, like, so there's dust in space. There's a lot of dust in space, and it blocks our view of like all the things far away from us. But this telescope is infrared and can see through like everything, like that space dust to tell us like, is there an ocean on that
Even
planet?
crazier space dust. Sorry.
Oh, I
Bill
spent
Wirtz reference in there.
Quality
$3,000
reference.
on a camera. I'm just going to point into space, and I'm good enough. That's
Right.
all I need. Who needs this stupid telescope?
But yeah, it's my fear is just like if it fails, like those scientists are gonna just be so
Yeah.
destroyed.
See, I don't. That's not even my fear. My fear, because like I have trust that they will work it out, and that they've seen enough kinks with throwing rockets into space after all this time that they'd figure out the way to get it right. My fear is people not believing what is shown by the telescope when it gets up there.
Or what's going to happen?
Right, which it's a very normal fear to have. Like, we've obviously seen stuff that is backed by science happen again and again and again, where people just say, who aren't equipped to say it at all, just say, nope, you're wrong, the government's selling us lies. And like that's a very big thing for me to say, like that's very general. But like that magnificent of a discovery, and it's that quickly shut down by like half the population being like, nope, no way it's real.
See, I don't know how it should, like, I guess some people are going to say no, but the one main issue we're probably looking at, the one guy wants to put Space Force out there already.
Oh, yeah.
So as weird as that is, maybe it won't be too shut down.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson makes a really good point about like anti-science people. It's like, so if they are to abandon science, they have to also abandon the iPhones that they keep in their pocket. It's like, and also the fact that people who grew up with iPhones, like they live with science in their hands every day. Like we had to believe in science for these things to be created, for like, because you got like, microwaves and shit going up into space of satellites that we launched up there to come back down and hit our phones. Yep. You have to believe in it because it's happening in your hand.
No, because it's convenient not to.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's convenient to believe in them because you have it right there in your hands and it helps you out.
Yeah.
What I want to see is us continue to like colonize the moon. It's just like the little practice safe area where we can send a couple people. Isn't Elon Musk still working on that?
Yeah, I
He
mean,
wants to send some people.
NASA is working. Like NASA announced that they're moving to build a base on the moon. That's where the whole Trump saying the moon is part of Mars.
Because we've done okay working together as a planet in space so far.
Right.
With a few
because you got to be smart to get up there.
So the International Space Station being still functional and inhabited by many countries. I don't know how many countries, but
I have to ask a question. I'm sorry. Have you ever played Moonbase Alpha?
oh yeah.
Yeah, that tells me that any colonizing on the moon ain't going to go very well.
Well, we're not getting a bunch of internet trolls in the colony. Or
I
maybe
just
that's a
want
perfect place.
I want people in space, and I mean, I know that there are speakers. At least I think there are speakers on the astronauts' suits so they can hear each other talk or something like that, or like the radio or whatever.
Yeah.
I want them to have to auto-tune it to
But
like
I mean,
when you type
essentially,
in that game.
it's got to be easier to colonize the moon with something the size of the International Space Station.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's got to be harder to figure out the orbit and leave it floating and then nailing something down to the moon.
One of the reasons why NASA is moving to build a base on the moon is so we can get to Mars, because launching a rocket out of orbit of the moon is way easier because there's not as much of a gravitational pull.
Yeah.
And it require less resources.
Yeah.
So that's like one of their big reasons for doing that.
Yeah, whoever goes to Mars, that's his life.
Right.
It's right there.
Yeah, if we launch from Earth, but maybe like...
No, even if we launch from the moon, that's his life. Like,
right.
Like he's going out, and by then he's an old man.
The person who's going to set foot on Mars may have already been born.
Maybe.
Isn't that crazy to think about?
Maybe it's us.
Could do that for a
Bro,
lot of things.
yeah,
We
I'm
do a
changing-
podcast from Mars.
I'm changing my whole... This is now a We're Going to Mars podcast.
No. Don't you sign me up for this stuff. My family will be very upset. Or
You'll see it once in a while.
Never mind. No, because one goes to Africa. Okay, we started small. One went to a different state. Well, one went to a different city. One went to a different
Small
state.
steps.
Then they went to Africa. And now I guess the next step is for me to
One's got to go to
Earth.
the moon, and then you get out to the next planet.
Okay, I'll call the moon. You guys take Mars. I'll
Because
just
you can come
radio.
back from the moon and see them every once in a while.
Yeah.
If like come down for Christmas.
How long does it take to get up there?
I don't know.
Okay, so this is not very reassuring, but like the reason why they pushed the launch date from 2018 is because in testing, the telescope's sun shield ripped during like a practice deployment. It's like they probably, which is probably good that that happened there and then.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh fuck,
Because I
we
mean,
gotta do.
I mean, there's got to
Way
be some
more.
things they can do when it's in space too.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
You can't fix that though.
like
that easily.
we're not. It's going to be so far out of our orbit.
Oh,
It's past
yeah.
the moon's orbit.
Okay.
That we're not going to be able to actually get out there.
We're trying to
fix
fling
it.
this thing up there and be like, all right, please
Take your
work.
pictures,
Yeah.
please.
It's like the Mars rover when everyone thought it shut down. We weren't just going to go back and go get it. We couldn't. So
That was the best story of my.
thank
it was
goodness he
sad when
came
it
back.
turned off.
But that
He
didn't
came
he turn back on.
He did turn back on.
Did he?
Yeah,
Yes.
he was like, "Hey, I'm
No, I
back."
thought he turned off forever.
No, he turned off forever, and everyone thought he did, and then we made a bunch of memes about it, and then about a couple weeks later, he booted up. He just needed what did he needed?
He needed some sleep.
Someone made a joke about him needing more sleep or like changed his batteries, but obviously they didn't change his batteries. I think he needed just a recharge.
Because he's solar powered,
Yeah.
I believe. Which doesn't work that well,
Hold on. Let me.
obviously.
You guys keep talking. I'm going to Google it because I want to make sure I get it right. But I know I'm right about this.
I just know.
I know I am.
Just want to see how many places we can colonize, and because eventually, no matter what we do to Earth, we gotta get off it. Because that sun don't last forever.
Yeah, no, like we got like 6 billion years. All right, we can figure it out.
Takes a short break while engineers
long as we don't
diagnose why it
Mess up the Earth.
Yeah, it's alive.
Yeah,
It's alive. That's all I need.
It's gonna be real hard when we turn into a underwater species of people.
I feel like people will believe in it when like New York has water all over it. Like, but I think people are really, really stubborn and
Yeah.
don't like to believe things that they can't feel and see. But in other countries, they can like feel and see it. Like, literally, like I was watching a documentary with Leonardo DiCaprio about
man.
global warming or climate change. Sorry, and he like went and visited these farms in India, and they're like, all of our crops are gone now.
Yeah,
Like,
we're finding some ways to adapt, but we just gotta stop it.
because like the
Can't
U.S.
help.
is like the U.S. is like already just so like we don't even realize how much electricity we use and like
Yeah.
how much power we use to function. But like in India, it's
And
like that's their food.
we don't
like, in
realize
some places in India.
Just how possible it is to use air and solar.
Right.
Air, wind, and solar.
Because it ain't as profitable.
It's just, but it works.
Right. I'm gonna just take multiple long full size into the mic.
Take a moment of silence for everything.
No, I think this topic was really interesting to get into. I'm really glad that you brought it up. I feel really strongly about the idea of life off of Earth.
Right.
So I think this is a great push in the right direction. I'm glad we have this type of news to go off of. Thank you for joining us on the Lemon Lounge podcast. Hope you all have a magnificent day.